I'm Brian Storm. This is 1K to 1M. One of these to one of those. The place where we add 3 digits to our bank accounts. We go from a penny to $10. Isn't that fantastic? Hobos call that a good day. I'm going to start things off by entering uncharted territory, these expansion S2 cards. I'm looking for cards between 75k and 100k, and this Drew Doughty comes up. A 93 overall player. In the midst of 90 and 91 overall players, I look at another Doughty that's way more expensive, and I know that Big Daddy Doughty has to come home with me. It's okay if I say that, right? He's my boy, or I'm his boy, something like that. He knows I'm on YouTube. I sent him an email about it. I don't know if he's ever read it, but that's not the point. He doesn't have to be on Reddit to know that I'm a YouTuber. So we pick up this lovely Doughty and throw him up for an additional 20k minus 5k in taxes. For some reason, these clips got Jumble Joe'd up. That's okay, you can still see the cards that I'm buying. Just know that you want to be spending most of your money so that you can invest it. I'm looking at Team of the Week cards. I started employing this new tactic where I go by segments. I might have told you guys in the past, but I'm really doing it often now that there's just so many like Team of the Week cards and expansion cards. I saw a 91 overall Mark Stone there. Pretty decent card, and I'm trying to figure out like what the other Mark Stones go for. At the same time, I get to look at another 91 overall, such as this Tavares and Giroux. Speaking of Giroux, someone pointed out on YouTube that I sound a lot like him, and one of my friends agreed with him.
He looks like he's getting younger every year, so just the way he's playing right now in his team, and he's there's the one reason why the team's playing well. He's a good leader, and his work ethic, I think, it kind of brings it out for everybody, and I think it's I'm pretty happy that you can see that he's still playing the way he's playing.
You guys be the judge of that one.
How hard do you think you guys will go?
I think we're gonna go pretty hard.
So go hard on that judgment. Anyway, back to business. We shouldn't be mixing business with pleasure. That's not good for you. Except for the part where this is all pleasure. Winky face. No, people really do think that I sound like Giroux, just minus the Canadian accent and better English, I guess. Okay, so this pretty rock that I found, it's going for cheaper than all the other rocks. It's a pretty high price, though. Not carry price. In the end, I decide to bite on it. 81k. I'm going to sell him for 97k with just under 5k in taxes. And he was actually a toughie to sell. It took way longer than I expected. Sometime after, or maybe before, because again, I don't remember the order of the clips. I'm looking at more Team of the Week cards. This Weber ends up standing out to me. There were some other 89 and 90s, but Weber was on the lower end of the price range I was searching. So I go back and forth, swinging left to right, left to right. I'm not even sure if I'm thinking at this point. I decide that data was not good enough for me. I gotta look at all the other Webers out there. It's primarily the expansion card, which is +1 over his Team of the Week card. Since these Team of the Week cards are more rare and they have the Season 1 synergies, they'll go for maybe a little bit more. So I'm going to buy them for 35k, sell them for 48k. While searching up some milestone cards between the price range of 20k and 20-something else k. First card I see right here, 89 overall Jumbo Joe. That's where I got the Jumble Joe from, you know? You remember? I just said it earlier in the video. For some reason, don't know what my thinking process was here, but I'm looking at like all of the playmakers that are centers trying to find Jumbo Joe. I don't know, I think I was too lazy to refine the search parameters. Again, looking at his expansion card, and in the end, I decide I'm not going to buy him outright, but I am going to place a bid on him for 20k. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. That's how that logic works, right? Okay, so back to this tactic. There are a ton of Team of the Week cards out there, so what I'm doing is breaking them down in batches of 5k, and then seeing who stands out, or maybe who's at the bottom of the barrel. You don't even really have to know the prices of any of these cards by heart, because you can just see cards that just stand out from the rest. Similar to how I found the Doughty. So remember, goalies do not at all act in the same way. In this case, while I'm searching these Team of the Week cards, I'm going to find a card that's at the bottom of the barrel. As I told you guys, Shane Gostisbehere. For 10k, that's my minimum search parameter, and I kind of go over him. That's okay. We come back to him, we search for all the ghost bears in the world. There's 2 of them. One for 10K, one for a little over 15K. So I think that's a good 5K profit. Except for the part where he didn't sell after a few days, so I actually ended up coming back and lowering his price to maybe like 13K or 14K, but it's still profit. We do the same thing, but with a higher range of cards. This time, Joe Pavelski of the San Jose Sharks stands out for me. And he's not even on the screen yet. Okay, there he is. He's not your Ryan O'Reilly on the right there, who goes for way cheaper than everyone else. So, Joe's Sharks, let's see what other Pavelskis you have for me. 2 of them. One in the 40s, one in the more than 40s. Taking a little bit too long to make this decision, but I'm gonna go for it. Welcome to the team, Pavelski. Team of players that are instantly getting flipped. Now, sometimes I get super ultra lazy, and instead of putting him up for like 6 hours, I put him up for 3 days and see what happens. You guys remember Ted Nickel from the last episode? Not if you didn't watch that episode, you liar. I didn't end up selling him since the last episode. I was looking at the prices. They had fallen, so I had to go even lower, and I think I ended up taking a loss on him. Sad part is, towards the end of the week, I go back and check on his price, and it's like over 50K. So all I had to do there was sit it out. Those Team of the Year cards, just so many synergies, they're going to be desirable at one point. Sticking to the Team of the Week card, since that is where the coin fairy seems to be. I discovered this 89 overall Ryan Suter, and he is a pretty rare card. I don't know from experience because I don't look at Team of the Week cards, but since he was the only one on the auction house, I'd like to think that he was. So I have to look at other Ryan Suters all around the world. In the end, I decide, yeah, we can kick up his price a little bit. 23K, way too generous for him. Now watch me have an internal struggle trying to figure out how long I want to put him up for. 3 days? No. 1 hour? No. 12? 12? Are we going to 12? No, we're not going to 12. Okay, 3 days. Back to 3 days. Yeah, I am lazy. We're putting him up. Next, let's head on over to milestone cards, where we all of a sudden have 100K more coins. 90 overall Parise. Wow! He stands out, doesn't he? Why am I not thinking about him, though? Why am I looking at that Chara instead? I mean, my cursor navigation thing might be over Parise right now. I might even click on him, but I'm still thinking more about the Chara. See? I told you I'm thinking about the Chara because that's the next thing on the screen. Chara, even though he has a lower overall, I mean, he's the biggest dude in the game. That is why he's so desirable, because he will punish people. Again, getting some more data, blah, blah, blah. But he tends to be a lot more expensive than pretty much any other card around his overall. Make sure you guys also check on the World Cup of Hockey cards, because you're not going to find them under Bruins there. Big Daddy Chart. Okay, I think you guys have had enough of me saying that. Sorry, I won't do it again, but I'm buying him. I'm selling him for more. And he sold pretty quickly. I think he might have even sold in like an hour. Using my previous experience as a rich guy in the game, alright, relax. I know that under the World Cup of Hockey cards, this McKinnon is pretty damn cheap. 25K? Beautiful price. Put him up for 50K, and he hasn't sold to this day. Yeah, I think there might have been a rounding error or something going on there. I know that you can buy him for like 1K, 2K as an expansion card, but some people don't even check that. They'll just buy that McKinnon for like 50K, and I've sold a few McKinnons for 50K on my main account. That's why I bought them. That's okay. Cam Atkinson is the next one up on the list of Player of the Game cards. 87 overall Cam Atkinson. While other 87 overalls go for around his price, he's also kind of a rare card. He's been going for like 40K, so 15K is a pretty good price. At least 40K up until recently. Other cards selling for 23K, so I'll go a little bit lower than that. Right after that, we increase the range, and we come across a Kevin Shattenkirk, 88 overall. There's a few of them here. Their prices are all over the place, and the cheapest one is the one that gets my attention, because why would I buy the most expensive one? That's stupid. Why would I buy high, sell low? Because I'm a nice guy. That's why I buy high, sell low. You know, every time I do a giveaway, like recently, I bought a card for a little over 340K, Winky Face. I give it away to you guys for the total price of 0 coins. Don't tell anyone about what I just told you, by the way. Keep it to yourself, because for some reason people are still guessing like 5 to 10K on that Palat, and I have no idea why. Alright, back to reality. I'm looking at milestone cards, the cheapest of the cheap. This Cogliano going for 7K. I don't even know what his price is. I just know he's not supposed to be going for 7K. After I buy him, rather than before buying him so that someone can steal him, I look at his price, and I decide to sell him for about 20K. We still have money. We're still looking at milestone cards, this time 20K to 40K, I think. And you know which card stands out to me right now? It's the Parise that we saw earlier in the video that I completely forgot about, and I am being an idiot about. I'm like, oh man, that Parise looks so good, 90 overall among all these cards. Oh man, let's look at other Parises while I'm here. And they're going for about 50K, and that one's going for about 40K, so I'm thinking to myself, do I go for it? Look at this Koivu install. They're also 90 overall. They're going for like 100K, so it's kind of bizarre to me that this Parise is going for like half as much. And then I look at the synergies of those two cards. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I'm still going back and forth on whether or not I should buy this Parise. I end up backing out of the screen, and I'm like, no, wait, I'm going to come back and buy it. And of course, I come back to the screen, and he's gone. Yep, bad luck Brian has struck again. At this point I'm thinking, wait, where did he go? Did he just transform into one of the other Parises? That's okay. Our adventures will now take us back to the land of Team of the Week cards. Similar to how we found that Ghost Bear, we see another one here, but we don't care about that. This time we go for San Jose Sharks Logan Couture, who is actually playing for Team Canada now. Sorry, he got traded to Team Canada. I don't know what to tell you. But again, he's going for a cheap price. I still haven't found my way over to him. And I'm thinking, I can make a profit off of this, because why wouldn't I be thinking that? Why would I not want to make a profit off of him? That was a pop quiz. The answer was for the giveaways that we just talked about. I hope you didn't get that wrong. You got an F if you did. You're going to have to go to summer school. I'm sorry, can't do anything about it. Maybe extra credit. Your extra credit project, write a 5 billion word paper on why NHL 17 is the greatest game in the world. Yeah, can't do that, can you? Didn't think so. Let's throw you up out of my stomach and sell you for 15K. We're nearing the end of the video, and I sold a crap ton of cards. I check my inbox, I'm like, oh yeah, I bid on this Thornton a while ago, and I completely forgot. Check other Jumbo Joes up, and one happens to be up for even lower. I was trying to figure out a price to sell the first one, but now I'm going to end up bidding on this second one. So before I even end the video, I'm going to keep bidding on it. I get into a bid war with this guy, we're going back and forth. It gets to about 20K, and I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this guy. I'm a high roller. I'm going to go big or go home. Or go big and go home at the same time. We're adding 5K to that price tag. And I scared off this guy. I made him wish he didn't waste 5 minutes of his life betting on this Jumbo Joe. Now I have two of them. I can make a family. They can have babies. I'm going to throw one of them up on the auction house for 40K, see what happens. No, I'm not throwing up two of them on the auction house. I want people to believe that's the only one out there so that they can buy it, put it up for even higher, and then I can throw in my second one. So looking at the auctions that we have left, we have the McKinnon, who is not going to sell, and this Nick Shore that I don't even remember if I had in the video. Bought him for 10K, tried selling him for 20K, and all of a sudden there was like 10 more of them up for 10K, and I got really sad. So he's probably not going to be sold at a profit. We got a good amount of coins, got two Jumbo Joes, Nathan McKinnon, Nick Shore, all up and ready to be sold. We're looking at our sold items, and life is good. Well, you couldn't really tell that about any other part of this video, actually. Alright, our previous investment, $217,000, and we get another 20K in coins. But we have 4 cards, which I am valuing at $150,000 total. They don't have to sell for that much, they probably won't, but it gives you a good idea of where you are. Despite that, we did pretty well. 170K profit, that's 78% increase. We're about 40% of the way to 1 million. Woo! Spent a little more time, we sold a little more cards. I don't know about the average profit per card and how that's different from last week's. Cumulative information is below, and the random fact of the week is there as well. That's it, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys around.